You're at the Carian Study Hall, you come across a desk that requires an item, and there's a mini boss you need to deal with as well. Saboteur here. I'm going to show you how to get that item and deal with the mini boss that resides in this tower at the Carian Study Hall. Now, first of all, there are spoilers in this guide, so just be aware of that. Now, with the boss that you first encounter here, well, you can drop that sigh of relief when you beat her in the first encounter, because yes, there are 2 encounters in this guide with this boss I'm hitting at now. So just be aware of that, 2 encounters. So I'm just pretty much running straight up to her, do as much damage as I can. That'll make her spawn to the next point unless it's strong enough to defeat her. I'm not really that high level. So she's managed to spawn away to the next point, and I'm just going to do the same thing. Run past all the spirit spawns and just go straight for her and take her out. Now there will be the links in the description of the video and chapters divided up in the video's progress bar if you're after a certain bit. But first of all, I'm going to take her out in the first encounter she's done, and you'll get this item. And now we're going to get the item required for that desk. Alright, so from the Carian Study Hall, you need to go up to a place called the Manor. And basically you need to beat the boss in the Manor, and you can get access to this back area to get to Ranni's Rise. Now, you'll speak to her, and she's going to give you a quest to retrieve an item from Nokron City. Now, if you've already initiated the fight with Radahn, if you've started the festival quest and started the fight with Radahn and you haven't beaten Radahn yet, then she's not going to be in the top of the tower. So anyone who's wondering why she's not in the tower for them at the top is because you may not have killed Radahn yet. But once you killed Radahn, you need to come back here, speak to her to get the quest off her, and she's going to tell you to go get an item for her. Now, there'll be intermittent commentary as well throughout this guide. Now, we'll speak to her, exhaust the dialogue. Now, there's an invisible barrier around this tower, so you need to speak to all the NPCs that'll appear here, and then back to her to exhaust the dialogue, and that barrier should be gone, so you can teleport out of here, just in case anyone who got stuck here. Alright, so once you beat Radahn, a meteor lands here. There'll be a big hole here. Looking at it from the north side, and looking down, you need to make your way down along the right hand side where I'm looking at now. Just go down there and it tucks in underneath to get access to the second part of Nokron City. Now from the Site of Grace, we'll make our way to the next point. Now you may have been here before in that same area. There's another access lift to get to this area, but you'll be at the bottom half of the area, at the lake area bit along the bottom. Okay, but the guide I'm showing you now is how to get access to the top half of the Nokron City, which is where we are now. Alright, so all I'm going to do now is run towards a boss, and we need to defeat that boss to get access to that big bridge we see in the distance there. And there's Nokron City right there. Right in that big archway down there in the middle, run straight up there is where the item we need. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a moment, how to get there to get that item. Again, there'll be chapters in the progress bar of the video and description links in the video description. And of course there are spoilers. Okay, let's go take out the boss in that fog gate, which will open up the aqueduct bridge we can see there in the distance. Now please consider like and subscribing, it really helps me out. I like providing these guides. Now let's get on with the guide, and again there are progress bars chapters in the video description and in the progress bar of the video. Okay, so from this site of grace, I'm going to show you how to do a quick run to grab the item you need that you need to bring back to Ranni at her tower, and that'll progress the quest. Now you may have noticed some other spawn points already on the map that I've discovered here. That's because, as I mentioned earlier in the clip, there's a way to get here, but you're at the bottom half of this area, along the lake area at the bottom, where I had already unlocked some Site of Grace. But again, you need to follow this guide to get to the top half where we are now. Okay, so this is the item you need to bring back to Ranni, back at her tower. Now to leave this place, just click on your map to view. Along the bottom will tell you which button to press to view above ground. For PlayStation it's R3, and that way you can teleport to any Site of Grace above ground. So once you're back here, exhaust her dialogue until she gives you an item, which we'll see in a moment. And that item we're going to go take back to the study hall and put on that desk, and you'll see what happens.
My thanks. Far soon must I begin my journey. But before I leave...
Okay, bring the item back here to the study desk, and that's going to invert the whole map upside down. So once you've done that, then you can go find Miriam again, the boss, because this is going to be the second encounter. And this is the tactic I'm using as a melee build, and that pretty much takes her out quickly. Which is pretty much the same tactic I used in the first encounter. I'm just going to run straight up to her and get as many hits as I can, and hopefully kill her before she does any other tricks. There is more to this place. You can make your way further down below here and you'll find a big lift which will take you to the bridge that adjoins the tower to this tower, but I'm going to leave that a mystery for you to experience. And there you have it, she's done. Be careful here, I nearly fell to my death. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the content. I love sharing this content, so please consider subscribing and drop us a like. Hope to see you all next time.